What is up, everybody? Welcome to another live Q&A. Here to answer any questions you've got about the Baby Maker, e-bikes in general, and also you can meet more of the team today. As always, Troy will be in at 2:10 with a global logistics update, and followed by Rachel around 2:35, and Jason to answer any mechanic-related questions. So if you want to ask those now, we'll save them up for when Jason's in. And again, we will answer every single question in the chat here. However, sometimes we'll skip over some if there's a guest in the chat and only give them questions relevant to their job title. I'll make sure to get back to every single question here, but please have a little patience on those. All right, let's start this thing off. Mike, hi Rob, I have asked this question before, but not got an answer. Who is the carrier for mainland Spain? Hey Mike, I'm gonna have to defer that to Troy. I'm gonna write that one down for him. We're using Tough Nails in the UK. I don't know the exact carrier, but we'll get it for you once Troy is in here. Let me get your name as well. All right. Got a little notepad with the questions that stumped me. All right. I'm 0 for 1 so far. Thanks, Mike. Jeffrey Beck, if final campaign deliveries for the U.S. are expected or projected to be finalized by end of July, then why are orders from July last year still not received? Communication regarding order fulfillment. Jeffrey, great question. So the campaign ended on June 7th of last year. That was $12.2 million in orders, close to 9,000 bikes, all between the period of March and June 7th. That's when all of those orders came in. And then after it ended, they only trickled in. So the amount of orders we got from June to all the way the end of the year was less than that in that small 2 to 3 month period. So it's a big brunt of work. We're getting through that, getting to the very end there, and then it tapers off, and we're able to wrap up the rest of it very quickly. Just for reference, Jeffrey, we are at 74% in terms of the bikes we've shipped out from the factory worldwide, and 85% in the U.S. So we're coming to the end of those U.S. bikes here. And again, July is the end pretty much of the bulk of the bikes. N. Andrews. Hi, Rob. I noticed on Facebook some QA issues from the Spanish factory. Hope you guys are on top of this. Also, any update on the ongoing Spanish customs? I'm not exactly sure which QA issues you're referring to, but we are on top of every single one. If we get a report, if we see something on Facebook, we do an investigation, see where we can improve that and implement those improvements. We've done a load of those since the very start of the campaign. So if you let me know specifically, I might be able to get you an update on it or bring it to my attention, as I haven't been as active in the Facebook group as I would like to be. In terms of Spanish customs, I'm going to tell you what I know right now, which is the latest from Franco, our guy on the ground there. Let me just pull up his chat so I can give you a direct quote. All right, so 1 second here. Oh man, I lost the chat. I think it's on my phone. I'm gonna have to pull it up for you and Andrews, but basically, Customs has said they're 80% sure they're gonna clear components today. That was this morning when I heard it. I'm gonna try and pull it up here to get you a direct quote. All right. Update from Customs, 12:36 p.m. today. Hello, Franco. We hope to be able to deliver one of the parts for this afternoon. We are right now with the resolution of some discrepancies in product quantities detected in the inspection. I would tell you that right now the chances are at 80%. I confirm you when I have total certainty, which I hope will be shortly. Franco said, confirm tomorrow morning we are receiving part of the material. The rest, our customs agent just told me that they hope to get the okay tomorrow and to deliver in the afternoon or Friday morning. They are in progress with the third container, so the next container of components, that's at Barcelona Customs. They're in progress with it now. So according to Franco, we're going to see some components come in tomorrow and the rest of them on Friday. Again, we've been strung along for quite some time there, so I'm not putting my life on that. Please don't quote me on saying that, but that's the latest of what we know from the Spanish customs situation. All right, Chris Link, great to see you on here. Hi, Rob. How are you? It's good to see you again. Just want to say thank you for shipping my Baby Maker bikes this week and also mentioning my name. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you so much, Rob. Chris, it's awesome to have you here on every single live. Thank you for the support and your patience so far. Really excited those bikes are finally going out for you. Pat, hi, Rob. Can you ask Troy for the update on when the Step Through 2.0 is expected in and when can we expect to receive it, as we pre-ordered it and live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania? Pat, I'm going to add that to the list for Troy when he comes in just a minute. Thank you for the question, Pat. Chaseable. Hey, Rob, I ordered the Kiwi 23 Pro in June 2020. It hasn't arrived yet. I so want to order the Sterling with ram bars. Can I get this in black wheels and ram bar, and when will both be delivered? So, Chaseable, we do only offer the Sterling in that configuration. If you want to customize it, you're welcome to do that. Unfortunately, with the mountain of orders that we're going through right now, we cannot do any customizations on anybody's bikes. And the reason for that is we want to get them to you as soon as possible. With that said, the bike that you are waiting on, we're expecting to have that delivered by July 31st. We're on target for that right now, so stay tuned. Yours should be coming up very soon if you haven't got the shipping notification already. Mike, FedEx says my Baby Maker Pro will be here tomorrow. Looking forward to putting it together and getting it out on the road up here on Whidbey Island, Washington State. Hey, Mike, super excited for your Baby Maker to come. Please be sure you're there when it is delivered, as we have seen some get delivered without the signature as it's supposed to be required, but some delivery drivers will just write COVID or some excuse on there to not get a signature and leave it there. So if you are waiting on your Baby Maker to come in, you can track it all the way to your door, and we recommend being there when it's delivered. Piers Day. The UK shipment numbers are poor. You said 130 bikes in each shipment and less than 100 each time. What's the reason? When will you catch up? So Piers, agreed with you there. The target is 130, I think 125 to 130 per shipment. The last two shipments, we had short staff. Finally caught up on the staff, and then customs hit us and didn't clear our components. So once those components clear, things should be back to normal there in the UK, EU. We're going to see how it goes with the incoming container as well. Hopefully that will be smoother. But again, we've said that every time and have been disappointed severely by the treatment with customs there. So, we're doing the best we can, Piers. We've got a lot of focus on it. The UK is getting the most focus right now, UK and EU, because it is dragging behind the rest of our production. Omar, why are Shopify customers last on receiving the Baby Maker? Omar, they are not. Shopify, by the way, that's our website for those who are not up with the lingo. So if you ordered on our website or on Indiegogo, you're getting them at the same time. We fulfill in order of when you place the order. So if you placed it on June 10th and somebody else placed theirs on June 11th on Indiegogo, yours should, on paper, arrive before the person on June 11th. Of course, there are discrepancies due to different SKUs landing based on how we produce the bikes, but your fulfillment order is by date, regardless of where you placed your order. Carlos da Silva. Hi, since I do not have a Baby Maker until now, ordered a year ago to be delivered in October 2020, and I need an electric bike now. Is it possible to get a refund? Carlos, unfortunately, we cannot do that. We've already used your funds to build your bike. Ordered everything to build it. It's in progress. Unfortunately, it's taking a little bit longer than we expected, and huge apologies for that, but it will get there. It will be well worth the wait. Mario, hi Rob, I appreciate your updates, but have no idea what is the link between my order number and the container. Thus, your update is meaningless to me. So Mario, what happens is when your order is allocated, that means it's been built and we've decided, hey, it's in this container number T 5 or whatever container it is, we'll send you an email saying your bike's been allocated, it's on the way, it's coming, please confirm your address. At that time, you'll be able to associate the date of that email with a container number and associate that to our weekly Indiegogo updates where we say exactly which container, where it's at, and an approximate ETA of when it's coming in. In the future, what we've asked the logistics team to do is directly on that email, add the container and ship number. So we're going to check with Troy and make sure that's being done. But you'll be able to check directly on the email which container you're on so you can better track it to your door. Mario, even if I have to wait another 6 months, I appreciate if you can provide me with a more accurate span. Then the 3 months, your people keep moving every time. Thank you. Thank you, Mario. We are doing the best we can in terms of estimates. Right now, our July 31st deadline is looking very good everywhere except for the EU and UK. We're pretty much on target with that. EU and UK, again, a bit slow, so it's very, very tight there. All right, everybody, please welcome Troy. Big round of applause for him. Troy, I saved you some questions. All right.
Ready? Okay.
We're all red today, by the way.
Start.
Do you want to do, can I ask you a couple questions first?
Sure.
All right. First one from Mike. I've asked this question before but didn't get an answer. Who's the carrier for mainland Spain?
I believe that's CTS, but it depends on which country. I believe it's all CTS across Europe. That is what I've been told by our fulfillment group. But I can actually, if you asked the question before, my apologies. Get an answer for you.
All right. Next question.
That wasn't a very good start, was it?
He stumped me too. That was the very first
I
question.
was thrown off. You got another haircut.
Over 2. Yeah, the haircut threw you off. Shiny head.
Your hair grows really fast.
Thanks.
Only my eyebrows grow fast.
Eyebrows. My ear hair grows pretty
it
fast.
happens when you get older.
Oh, man.
Everywhere you don't need it.
All right.
Is that enough personal information?
One more question before we derail this thing. Hi, Rob. Can you ask Troy for the update on when the Step Through 2.0 is expected in, and when can we expect to receive it, as we pre-ordered it and live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania?
So just had a conversation about that. We're probably looking at August right now for first arrival here, and I'm going to leave it at August. I don't know if it'll be early August, late August, but I would say that's what we're currently targeting right now is August on those, and then fulfillment will be sometime after that. So stay tuned as we get farther into the funnel with the manufacturer on these. We'll have better updates for you.
Awesome. Super excited for that bike. It's totally updated.
Kidding. I put a lot of miles on it.
For this year.
Just an awesome bike.
Hell yeah. Awesome. All right, Troy, fire away.
Oh, okay.
I'll find some questions
You'll find some more. Okay.
while you're doing that.
Well, we've converted a lot of bikes that have shipped to the U.S. to a lot of bikes that are actually delivering off these recent ships. So T2, we'll talk about that one first. The MSC La Spezia, actually T2 and T3, those are both have both gone to FedEx and are gone. They are completely shipped. If you saw on Facebook, on the T2 we had a little mishap with the tracking numbers. Everything got addressed right. What happened was we were given a corrupted tracking file and we uploaded that. So we're working with Indiegogo to straighten that out, but we sent out emails to everybody. So that is the email you got is your actual tracking number and is correct. Unfortunately, we can't just re-upload to Indiegogo and straighten out those tracking numbers. We have to go through their tech support. But little mishap with that. We've been good on tracking ever since, but they basically shifted the order versus the tracking number by either 1 or 2 fields or 2 rows, and we updated or uploaded some bad information. So everyone got an email on that. If you're in another container, you don't have to worry about that. But T2, T3 are gone. T4, the MSC Auriga, that 2 of those 3 containers are now shipped. We're awaiting the 3rd one. It is cleared customs. We're just awaiting delivery. And I'll step back a minute. So we are suffering from a chassis shortage now. We've had a container shortage, we had ship shortage. Now we have an actual chassis shortage. So these containers all go on to a trailer. They're called a chassis. And they're used to, they hook them to a truck, they drag them out, they pull the container off. So now we have a chassis shortage to go along with everything else. So that's it's causing a little bit more delay. Hopefully it isn't a permanent issue, but it's just the next thing in this little whack-a-mole game of logistics. So T4, 2 or 3 containers have shipped. We're waiting the 3rd container to arrive. T5, that is 3 containers. 1 of those has shipped. 1 of those is in processing right now, and we are awaiting the 3rd container for T5. And C18, which was on the same ship as T4, that was dropped off at FedEx Trade Networks today, so they will de-stuff that. We're providing the labels to that, and hopefully that will start shipping out tomorrow, Friday at the latest. That will move. They've moved a lot of bikes. We've shipped. We've moved 1,350 bikes in the last week.
Wow,
a lot of bikes. Yeah.
That's incredible. A lot of people are commenting right now about receiving the bikes. We'll get to those in a second.
Yeah, Facebook's kind of blowing up, which is a beautiful thing to see all those. Let's see. The next one up is C19. That arrived 5/6 at Long Beach. It birthed yesterday, 5/11, so it was sitting out there for 5 days. And so we're kind of on the clock with that one. We usually estimate about 10 days to move to get a container unloaded through customs and over to FedEx Trade. So that's got a ton of the touring packages on it. Talked last week, and I know you mentioned the update, T6-1, the CSCL Bohai C, that sailed 5/6. It's due in 5/20, 225 baby makers. Those will probably be shipping early June. Those, if you got an allocation letter on 4/28, that's the Bohai C. Running a little ahead of it, T6-2, the CSCL Spring, that's due 5/16 to Long Beach. Another 225 baby makers. Those allocation letters went out on 4/30. Someone's asking about the website orders. So the website started up later than Indiegogo. So all the early orders have been Indiegogo orders, but now they're very commingled in terms of website and Indiegogo orders. So starting with T3, you're going to start seeing a significant, it's ramping up steadily in terms of website orders. And there's a lot of them. Like one of these, trying to remember one of the containers we just processed, I think out of T4, 222 bikes. I think 140 of them were Indiegogo orders, and the other 80 are website orders. So it's ramping up very, very quickly. Although the website is overall number-wise much smaller than Indiegogo also.
And again, just to reiterate, those are fulfilled by order of date. It doesn't matter if you ordered on the website or Indiegogo. You ordered on a certain date. That's how we choose to allocate that bike.
Yeah, we have a master sheet that commingles those by date. Am I too loud?
I got your mic a little hot.
A little hot? Okay. All right, I might just be worked up today, who knows. Okay, we talked about C19, T6, T62, okay, C20, that is, I don't know if I had this last week, the OOCL London is the name of that ship. That is berthed and loading in China right now. Those allocation letters will be going out this week. There are sterling droppers on that, so that's reason for excitement. C21 is going to be, that's still in WIP. They haven't sent that to the port yet. That's got the Pro 19 silver touring kits, which a lot of people have been waiting for also. We have some new ones. T7-1, another 225 baby makers. This is on the Costco Taicang, Taicang, if you want to follow that one. It is in Shanghai right now. If you are waiting for a Pro Orange upper in either 23 or 19, there's a bunch of them on that. So have hope, and those allocation letters will be going out next week. The T7-2, I don't have a ship information for that. That is another 225 baby makers. That estimated departure date is 5/17 on that. There are more Sterling droppers in that and a bunch of Pro 19 blue raspberry uppers. That's one we've been a little bit short of, so we have a bunch of those coming through. If it wasn't clear, T7-1 estimated date of departure is the 15th. No real change in Alaska and Hawaii. We're going to, again go less than container load on those, so we're going to aggregate a bunch of bikes from T2, T3, C18, T4, all of those, and those will get palletized and go into a container and headed for either Alaska or Hawaii as appropriate. Someone is asking about accessories for Hawaii. If it's a battery, it can't, it's the same as the bike, it can't fly. It has to go, on a ship. So if you order an extra battery, it'll be shipped with bikes, touring kits, and chargers, and the rest of those can be sent by regular FedEx, and those go out on a regular basis. Okay, and that kind of covers North America. UK2, that is, in fact, I just put another order in. There's about 6 people who still haven't paid their VAT. The rest of those, I just put one in that paid their VAT today. The rest of those are all out and moving. I've seen a lot of deliveries on those. So UK2 is almost done. If you haven't paid your VAT, please do so. Really important, when you pay VAT, please use the bank information we provide. People have sent us PayPal stuff and things like that. That slows the process down, and we have to go back, and it's just a pain. So really ask that you please use the bank information we provide on that. We are aware there's an issue with tracking on Tufnell's site. I have a ticket open. I've talked to both Big Web Warehouse, who is pushing those to Tufnell's, and I've talked to Tufnell's. Those two have worked together for a long time, and they haven't had a tracking number issue before, but for some reason our tracking numbers are not working in the My Tufnell site. So we are aware of it. I'm working on it, and we will get an update as quickly as we can. I've been talking with them. We need it resolved so you guys can track your bikes. NL3 is shipped. It's all gone. There's some other bikes that we also had that went out that are shipped and moving. In terms of the rest of that, NL4 is still kind of waiting for some parts. I can give you a little bit of update on the customs. So we are, what I heard what you said. So when they said one part, it's not a part, it's one container. So there's 2 containers there. One of the containers is supposed to be released and moving tomorrow, and the other container may be released tomorrow also. Probably won't move until Friday, but that's the last information we have. We always cross our fingers with that and hope that it moves. As soon as we can get that, though, that's going to bust loose a lot of bikes. Like I think I mentioned before, we have 191 Sterling bikes that we can't build because of the wheels and tires being in C10. And those are from C8, C9. Those are from the previous containers. If we would have had those bikes would have been shipping, would be another 200 bikes ahead. Low volume locations, talked about China and Hong Kong. We'll get, I know some people have been looking for tracking. We'll get that. The Japan test, we are done with. The remaining 58 invoices and labels are there. They're shipping those, and those are going to be on the move. I know there's been a question about how long it takes to actually travel to Japan. I'm going to guess it's probably going to be in the 4 to 6 weeks to get to delivery based upon our previous experience with the 2 orders that we sent. Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia are shipping this week, which will bring our country count to 30. So
awesome.
Yeah, with some more to go. I saw you showed them the Korea and Taiwan. So Korea and Taiwan have shipped. We did run into a little bit of a wrinkle in that we now need to generate some new commercial invoices for those shipments that need to go with that shipment now. So they've shipped, now we have to send some new invoices. Apparently Taiwan, they need a national ID number on that for the person, as well as revised addressing. I guess they want the, is it Pinyin?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they didn't like our addressing. And then Korea, we need a personal customs clearance code from everybody. So we just sent that out and actually already hearing back like within like 10 minutes from some folks in Korea with their numbers. So they want their bikes. We'll regenerate those invoices and move those along. Australia and New Zealand, we talked about that before. We're working on those. We got the address confirms out last week, so we'll go through all those. UAE, Vietnam, and Cambodia, we will send out the address confirms on those next week, so you guys are on deck. And then we're kind of working through the remaining countries individually. We're kind of down in a lot of cases to one bike or two bikes per country. So I think I mentioned before is a fair amount of overhead because you got to set everything up to ship one bike. So but we are dedicated to shipping all of those out. Couple notes. If you're in North America, if you get a FedEx tracking number, highly recommend you download FedEx Delivery Manager. I know I've talked about this before, I haven't mentioned it in a few weeks. FedEx Delivery Manager, get that, you can put in your tracking number, and from there you can put in all sorts of phone updates. You'll know when it's out for delivery, you can change the address on it, you can do all that stuff. Once it leaves FedEx, it's out of our FedEx trade networks and transfers to ground. We can't change the address on it because these are delivery or signature required deliveries. So that means only you can change that. So really critical. FedEx Delivery Manager, it's a great tool, works very well. You can get tracking of knowing when it's moved from depot to depot. You can kind of determine on a granular basis what kind of updates you want. They can email them to you, they can text them to you. It's some pretty good stuff.
That it?
That was
a quick one. All right, I've got some questions for you. All right. Lot of really positive comments from people who have received their bikes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
We love it.
Let's see. Jeff says, just wanted to say thank you, Team FLX. Everyone did a great job on this campaign and built a fantastic bike. I just received it today, 367 days from the day I ordered it. Awesome, Jeff. Thanks for getting him that bike. Yeah, and there's absolutely a load of comments like this. I can't read through all these right now because our time's tight with Troy. But I'm going to comments. Come on. We will get to them, but I want to find some questions for you. Otherwise, I'm going to be stumped once you leave.
I'm going to take all the shade.
I'm just going to find the bad ones for you so I can get all the credit.
See, this is what happens.
Here we go. All right. Here, we'll give you one more. John, Rob, my baby arrived last Saturday. I'm a very proud papa. The bike is amazing and so much fun to ride. Thanks to all of you at FLX, especially Troy.
No, you know what? There's a lot of people. I just get to be the the face here.
Awesome.
And the only reason I'm here is because I'm the dumpy friend to his hot chick. This is why he puts me on here because it makes him look better. Let's be honest.
One more for you, Troy. Hey, Rob, got my bike in London on Monday. Absolutely loving it, and it's everything you guys said it would be. Thanks, Team FLX. Hell yeah.
Makes me smile. Love it.
All right, so let me find some questions for you. This is from Chris, by the way. Hi, Superman. Thank you so much for shipping my baby maker bikes. You are rocks.
Whole team is.
John Train got my allocation email on 4/29, not 28 or 30th. So is that container T6-1 or 2 or something else?
It's probably T6-1. So the way these go out in email, they don't go out just as one email. We use something called MailChimp, and it works like a merge thing. It takes your order information, all that, and kind of chunks out one and then another and another. So when we send out like hundreds of these, it takes a while. So if it started late enough in the day, it could have rolled over into 4/29. It also depends on what time zone you're in and all of that also. So yeah, I can't tell you exactly, but my understanding, T6-2 didn't go out till the 29th. I'm going to guess you're probably T6-1.
All right.
So they're only 4 days apart, so it's not that bad. Although you've waited long enough, it's not a huge variation.
Paul asks, got a FedEx notice today. I'm T5. I'm assuming that it's in the possession of FedEx. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
if you get your notification, if you've got your tracking number, it means it's being transferred to ground, or it has been transferred to ground. So you can kind of tell because the initial status of it will be pending, and that basically means it's not into the ground system. And then after that, the status will update. So if you see pending, it means it's still transferring to ground, and they haven't scanned it. And it's the same thing you do in any company. Like we do small shipments here. You cut a label, and that label is immediately in the FedEx system, but it says pending. That means they haven't scanned it in yet. But if it says pending, it's transferring to ground. They basically move them by container over from the FedEx Trade Network over to ground, and then they scan them in when it gets to the ground system. And then the status updates. But again, if you have that, get FedEx Delivery Manager. You will not regret it. You'll know exactly where it is, and you won't have any angst or concerns about potentially losing your bike.
Awesome. Tim Ferriss, great to have you on the live. He asked, so we get an email when you finished building the bike or when it's placed in the shipping container? When does that first allocation notice go out?
You get an allocation letter when it's on the water. We wait till we want to make sure, because stuff falls out. They get to the end of the line. Look, little quality issues, a hole poked in the box. They got to pull the bike out, and it may not make it into the container. So we don't send out allocation letters till it's on the water. Again, this is North America only, because Europe is such a quick turnaround. We don't do allocation letters there. But in North America, you got about 20 days. So as soon as we know it's on the water and moving, that's when we send out the allocation letters. Then about the time it's going to come into port, that's when you get your address verification. Allocation letter, you don't really need to do anything. It's just kind of, hey, it's coming, give you an idea, a little time frame, hopefully a little comfort that your bike is on the way. Address verification is really important. If you have moved, you need to update your address. And honestly, if you've moved, you don't have to wait for an address verification. You can go into support@flx.bike and put in a ticket to change your address. Again, in the last 2 days, I've had people put in address changes when they got their tracking numbers, and I can't change them. They have to, now it's in their hands. They need to go to Delivery Manager. They need to go to Dedicated Care at FedEx email, and they need to put that in because I can't change it. So if you've moved, and hopefully you know if you've moved or not, you need to put in your address change now. You don't have to wait for an address verification. And then after address verification, the next thing you'll get is, actually you should get two. When we upload tracking to Indiegogo, Indiegogo sends out an email, and you should also be getting an email from FedEx with that information. So we don't send tracking information directly. That's something that is a FedEx responsibility. We give your email addresses to them, so they do that. And then again, we upload to Indiegogo, and they will also send that out. Little note, and I think we're going to put it on the Facebook page. If you check your address in Indiegogo and it's wrong, and if you changed address, Indiegogo, we can't update your address, and actually neither can you. So if you've moved and you've put an address verification or address change, and we know that, if you look at Indiegogo and you see it's wrong, you really don't have to open a support ticket on that one, because it's going to the right place. I don't know a feature with Indiegogo that addresses cannot be updated on that.
Great
Was
feature.
that a long enough answer?
Yeah, is that it?
God, it's probably enough. I can see you rolling your eyes out of the corner of mine.
All right. We need a diagram for those emails.
I thought we were going to put one together. I don't know.
Oh,
what
sweet.
exactly happened.
So on that, are we now nobody asked this, with the shipping notifications that we send out, are we including the ship number with that and the container number?
Yeah, we will. So that will start. We haven't put out any since we said we were going to do that. But when we send out the allocation letters for C20 and from there on, yeah, we're going to actually give you the ship name, so you can actually look it up. You can go on Marine Tracker. I always screw that one up. And look, it was kind of cool. You can watch it. They don't, once they get out way out to sea, they don't update for several days. They won't update for a week at a time. And then once they get close to shore, they start updating again.
Awesome. All right. Rachel is waiting to come in, so I will just end with one more question here.
Okay.
All right. Ray says, must feel great to see folks in the chat thrilled with their delivered baby makers. Congrats to you and everyone at FLX. Great job. Thank you so much, Ray.
It does.
Hell yeah.
It does. We worked really hard, and there's been some obviously hiccups and outside things that have affected it. But I mean, I honestly, when I wake up in the morning, I pick up my phone, I look at Facebook, and I was seeing people who are posting, pictures of their bikes and all that. And honestly, that's what it's about. I mean, a lot of people, and we see the change here in just the tone, the number of people who've gotten their bikes and all the rest of that, and people are getting happier. We haven't forgotten about Europe. We're fighting that battle every day. We have a chat app that we're in constant communication with. Plus, we're doing, 3 times a week conference calls with them. It's being managed very, very tightly. It's unfortunately the Spanish customs has been a challenge. Once we get the parts in, you're going to see those bikes move very, very quickly, as they did when we had parts before.
Totally. All right, Troy, we really need some Superman music for you, but without that, I'm going to give you a big round of applause. Awesome, awesome work.
They're coming, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, Rachel should be coming in any minute. It's funny, when Troy leaves, I turn all red. The screen does. I think it's my blue shirt. Camera might be compensating for the blue. All right, where did we leave off on the chats? Again, we're going to answer every single chat that comes in here. So if we missed yours, do not fret. I'm only skipping over some that are not so relevant to the guests we have at the time, but I will come back to every single one. All right. Mario, we got yours. Michael Garibay. Okay, Rob, here I go. First time, but not the last. I just did the drop for the weapon, but must demand you roll it out with black and orange as one of the color options. You know it will sell. Michael, thank you for the suggestion, and super excited you got in on a weapon reservation. That bike is absolutely killer. Come on in. All right, everybody, please welcome to the stage Rachel. Big round of applause.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. Got a lot of emails today that we're answering.
I bet. What are all the emails about?
Mostly today we're getting a lot of, so I think Indiegogo just sent out shipping confirmations to all of the backers that have orders going out their way. And we're getting a lot of confusion because if you requested a change on your order, we can't update what is displayed on Indiegogo, but it's updated on our end. So we have a lot of people that are concerned that their order is either incorrect or going to the wrong place. But if you guys submitted an order change and you order through Indiegogo, do not worry if you see old information on there. We have it updated on our end.
Okay, so my question is, if I'm a customer and I did submit a address change, how do I know that you got it in? Is there a confirmation after I submit that or something?
So we'll send you an email notifying you that we've updated the changes. We also let you know in that email that you won't see those changes reflected on Indiegogo if that's where you ordered. If you ordered through our website, you will see the changes changed there. But
Awesome.
Indiegogo, you won't see it.
Cool. Thank you for the clarification there.
Of course.
Awesome. How many of those have you got so far?
Like a lot, maybe 20 in the last hour.
Ouch. Oh, man. So a bunch of emails must
Yeah.
have gone out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Lyle says, thank you. Just got my FedEx tracking number and my Kiwi Pro is on the way. Worth the wait.
Yay.
Heck yeah.
Love
A
to
lot
see
of
that.
super positive chats here. People getting their bikes, getting their tracking numbers. Really good to see. It was tough there a couple months ago.
It goes in waves. We have waves of where customers are really upset, and then once everything starts to go out, then they all calm down. But it's understandable. It's been
Right.
a long wait.
Hell yeah. Yeah, anxious wait. We're getting to the end of it, though.
Super exciting to see, though.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can find some questions for you. If not, I'll grill you on something else. All right. Mike says, I ordered my Baby Maker Pro Indiegogo mid-May, and I'm getting it tomorrow if this helps anyone. All right, I'll just ask you some questions. All right. Tell me about your job. What do you do here? Do you want to introduce yourself to everybody? I didn't introduce you well.
So I'm Rachel. I work for customer support. I do some graphics, but mainly I'm on the customer support end where I'm answering your guys' emails, giving you updates on your orders, tracking them down, making any necessary changes, all that fun stuff.
How'd you get into graphic design?
I took a class. So originally I started off as animal science at UC Davis, and then I took a random class in like just design generally, just to give myself a break from bio and chemistry and calculus, and I ended up really loving my design course. And then from there, I made a change to graphic design.
That's awesome. I didn't know you went to Davis.
Yeah, I went to UC Davis.
I'm from Sacramento, so we were practically neighbors.
Yeah, I used to go to Sacramento all the time.
Dang, awesome. All right. How is the level of like service tickets coming in?
Today we've had a higher volume of emails, but that's mainly just anytime we send out any address confirmations, allocation letters, or Indiegogo sends out any emails, we always get a large sum of emails that come in because people have questions about what's going on, so it's pretty common, but it's been pretty steady this past week. It hasn't been too crazy.
Awesome. Here's a comment for you. Kev from Australia here. I have my Baby Maker, and it is absolutely awesome.
Nice.
Definitely worth the wait, guys. Thank you. Awesome. Sweet. Those are all the questions from chat. How can people contact or be in like direct chat with a mechanic? Any ideas on that?
We have the Mondays lives with Mark.
Mechanic Mondays?
Yeah, Mechanic Mondays.
Heck yeah.
And then if you are trying to get in contact with him outside of Monday, you can always email support@flx.bike. And then anytime any of us see any emails regarding any mechanic-related issues, we immediately forward it to Mark and let him know so that he can further assist you guys.
Awesome. John asks, are you from the UC Davis area?
No, I'm from San Diego. Yeah.
Hey, born and raised, huh?
Yep. Well, actually, no. I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but I pretty much raised in San Diego.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Last question. Any big plans for summer? Anything exciting coming up?
I'm going to New York in the summer.
Dang, for
Yeah.
what?
Well, I'm not going to New York. I'm going to Pittsburgh, but visiting my boyfriend's family for the first time since now everything's clearing up with COVID.
Awesome. That should be fun. And you're all vaccinated,
Oh,
ready
yeah.
to travel?
I got my Pfizer vaccine, ready to
nice.
go.
All right. I'm not afraid of getting COVID from you then. All right. Thank you so much, Rachel. Big round of applause. There, look, it turned red again. Interesting. All right, we are running tight on these times here. I know I've skipped a bunch of chats. We will get to all of them. We're going to have less guests next time, kind of filling these up. All right. Ding says, Mañana is a reality with Spanish customs. Yeah, unfortunately, that's become status quo, but we're hoping for mañana on these parts. Tim, what was the first bike you designed or made? So we released 3 bikes together in 2016, also on Indiegogo. That was the Trail, Roadster, and Attack models. Ching Pun says, got my bike yesterday. Let people know that they may experience disc and brake pads rub, and they have to be adjusted. It'd be great if you post a video on how to do it. Waiting on the touring package now. I think we've done a video like that in the past. Excuse me, I don't have the best memory. If we don't have one active now, that's a great idea for us to go out and get. Possibly a Mechanic Monday topic, but really good idea. So a couple things there. I'm going to save this one for Jason, too. Jason's going to come in a minute for mechanic questions. He can give his feedback on it, but I like to just adjust where the calipers lie a little bit. And then if that doesn't work, if you still get like a little off-kilter wobble from the disc itself, you can actually straighten that out by going down a hill and just applying some brake pressure and holding that in, light brake pressure, and it heats up the disc and it can actually straighten it if there is any sort of warping to it that occurred during shipping. Be very careful when you're doing that, obviously, because you are braking down a hill. Jeff just finished putting it together. Super easy, and it's charging. Can't wait for my first ride. Awesome, Jeff. Congratulations. Glad you got the bike. Thomas, the Kiwi Pro models are all coming through. Hell yeah, baby. All right, Mario, my ticket number is 9582. To which container should I pay attention? Mario, unfortunately, we need an order number. That's the only thing that's associated to your order, not a ticket number. Ticket numbers are for our support emails. That's when you email in, you get a ticket number. And in terms of the container, you'll have to wait until you get an allocation letter from us. So it's an email that says, hey, your bike's built, it's on the way, it's expected at a certain time. So if you haven't got that yet, please hang tight, please be patient. It will be coming very soon. John, we got yours. Thank you. Thomas, it's been a very long year. It has indeed. Very action-packed year. Wes Elliott, when will we get FedEx notification of shipping with the latest shipment? I believe a batch of those just went out today, and that's why we got a bunch of emails about the address. Babs, we got yours. Graham says, so what does the most focus mean, because it doesn't mean bike ship? Europe and UK let down badly. Graham, the most focus means because it is lagging behind UK and EU because of the customs issue, it means the most of our resources and attention are going there to resolve that, checking in multiple times a day, doing multiple video chats every single week with the people on the ground there, both the management at the factory and our guy on the ground, Franco, who's there as an enforcer to make sure things get done. Literally everything that is possible to do there, we are doing it. Unfortunately, we are kind of at the mercy of the Spanish customs in terms of clearing those components, and we're just waiting on them at the moment. James, with 85% of U.S. bikes shipped, how many U.S. bikes is that 85% out of total U.S. sold? James, that's about 6,000 on Indiegogo. Crazy Limited, hey, we've ordered a trial model and intend to sell these on our site. Can you let me know how easy it will be to purchase multiple for UK distribution? There will be a wait on those right now. You can certainly purchase multiple, I believe. Yeah, we do still have it available for shipping to the UK on Indiegogo. So if you order now, you'll be able to order multiples for the UK. James 5224 UK. So as I stated months ago, UK will be last to receive their bike, yet site will not have any of the upgrades. Ordered first May 2020. This is not a delay, it's a scandal. James, so the very first bikes to leave the UK were from the first batches of bikes that we shipped. So in terms of like the display and through axle, I don't believe those got them. Moving forward though, it is fresh components that get shipped there. They do just lag a bit behind because of customs. We have shipped many bikes to the UK and EU, so I'm not sure what you mean by scandal. It's certainly way further past our initial expectations based on everything we knew at the time, and we do apologize for the wait that is on us. So apologies there. There's nothing intentional here. You know, the whole entire team here is working their butts off to get you that bike, and it will come. John got my allocation email, 429. Okay, we got yours. Alphonse, another great question. I'm going to copy this one for Jason about brake fluid leaking. So Jason will be on in just a minute for a mechanic chat. Paul, we got yours. Ray, got it. Tim, got it. Gus, we got yours. Chris, sorry we missed that. I do not know the courier for Indonesia. Next, Chris, did I miss Sarah? Sarah will not be on today's live. She got a very, very full schedule today, possibly next week. Cynthia ordered 2 19-inch pros with bullhorns, 1 kiwi, 1 tangerine, ordered on day 76 of campaign, 5/31/20. Cynthia, I hope they've either arrived or will be arriving very soon. Pat, hi Rob, we were told we'd be receiving the bike in June, the Step Through 2.0. Now you're saying August. Just want to know why. Thank you, Pat. So Pat, we have made some upgrades to the Step Through 2.0. It's a whole new bike now from the initial one. I'm not sure exactly when you ordered, but that could be due to our decision to shift it from the initial Step Through 1 to the Step Through 2, which means you're getting a better bike. They do take a bit to build, though, so the current estimate is August. Don't know exactly when, but that's where we're at with those. What's going on, Jason?
Hey, what's up? Sorry I'm late, guys. Handling things in the front of the shop, as I do.
Don't worry about it. It's been there's been a lot of questions to go through, so you're totally fine.
Cool.
I do have a couple questions for you.
Nice.
All right. Somebody said, got my bike yesterday. Let people know that they may experience disc and brake pads rubbing and they have to be adjusted. It'd be great if we posted a video on how to do it. Do you have a typical kind of checklist or SOP for how you might adjust the brake pads? And do we have a video on that? I thought we did, but I'm not sure.
We might have one. It might be a little bit outdated. I don't know if we've ever made one specifically for the Baby Maker. We could definitely make a brake adjustment. The question is in more regards to the Pro with the hydraulic setup or the standard with the rim brakes? Does it really say?
He says disc and brake pads. I'm
Disc
assuming
and brake
that's the
pads.
Pro.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so that'll be the Pro. There are a ton of different YouTube videos out there that will walk you through how to do a hydraulic disc brake adjustment. It's probably a little more entailed than I probably should get into at the moment. There are plenty of steps to follow. It is not going to be the easiest thing in the world if you've never done it, but with a little bit of practice, you will be able to figure it out. Ideally, what you want is you'll basically, if I can kind of use the microphone as my disc rotor, if you will, you're going to have a brake pad on both sides, and you realistically want to make the gap on both sides as close from the rotor to the pad on both sides should be the smallest gap you can get without having anything touch. There's a couple of screws on the caliper that you'll be able to loosen, and it'll give you the ability to move the caliper side to side, trying to find that very, very specific gap. Again, I really highly recommend just do a search and watch a few videos on YouTube on the how-to. It will really give you some of those intricate steps. And it's really not rocket science, but it will take some practice and some patience for sure. And if you can't figure it out, I recommend any bike shop out there. That's literally one of the things that they do all day long and should easily be able to help you out. So plenty of resources out there in the world. And at worst case scenario, contact our support. We will send you a step-by-step as well as create that video that Rob was talking about. We'll get you guys to where you need to be to make those brakes work perfect.
Awesome. Very good. Thank you, Jason.
Yep.
By the way, guys, if you have any questions related to customizing the bike or a mechanical issue, it's anything not working right, or you want to make it work even better, Jason is the man. He's the e-bike whisperer. He's been doing this so many years and knows a lot more than I do about these things. So please send those questions now, and we'll get to them while Jason's here.
Sure.
All right, from Alphonse Edward. He said he just received the bike and the brakes bleed and liquid comes out. He said he spoke to Mark, uploaded pictures of both front and back brakes.
Okay.
Please advise how I can speak to someone in reference to the brakes.
Gotcha. So I guess you said you'd already spoken to Mark. That is my counterpart, if you will, here at FLX. He is another mechanic. He is excellent when it comes to the mechanical side of the e-bikes. I tend to have a better ability with the electrical side. But if you're speaking to Mark in regards, that is the guy that you definitely want to talk to. if you are having any leaky caliper or levers or even brake line issues, definitely reach out to us. Mark or myself will be able to absolutely get you squared away, whether we got to send you the replacement parts or generally walk you through how to tighten down some of the screws that may be not as tight as they should be, something like that. But it's definitely going to take some time to diagnose it. So I would say stay in contact with Mark. He will correspond with me, and we'll absolutely either get you the parts or get your bike fixed for sure.
Awesome. Alphonse, another question. What should the tire pressure be set at for the baby maker? How can people find out what tire pressure on their bike they should use?
Great question. Actually, on the side of, I'll say 99% of all bike tires, regardless of the bike, road bike, mountain bike, BMX bike, the tire pressure typically is going to be indicated by a range. Over in Europe, it's going to be indicated by what they call bar measurement. Out here in the States, we call it PSI. But it's going to give you a range on there. Specifically for the baby maker, the range is going to be, and it's different by the tires as well. So if you were to replace the tires with something like a high-end Kevlar reinforced tire, the pressure is also going to go up on it. But for what the baby maker comes with, it's between 50 PSI and 85 PSI. I really recommend running somewhere close to the max. I would run my tires at like 75 PSI. You don't want to go all the way to the max, and you definitely don't want to go below the minimum, as below the minimum is going to cause pinches in the tube, flats that are unnecessary, and you can easily, if you go over the max or too close to the max, pop a tire just by simply running over a pothole or dropping off of a curb or something like that. So 50 to 85 PSI on the baby maker.
Awesome. Very thorough. Thank you. All right. James says, just got my baby maker in the UK. Very pleased with it. After charging the battery, I managed 20 miles at level 3, and the battery gauge only dropped 1 bar. Does this imply a total range of 80 miles? Wink face.
That's a great question, and I really appreciate you having a sense of humor. No, it does not indicate that you'll actually be able to go 80 miles, though there are ways that you could achieve 80 miles. I'll save that conversation for probably another day because it's long-winded. The 20 mile an hour or 20 mile per mile range that you're experiencing in level 3 is excellent. I would say that's that's pretty average. The different ways, different power levels that you can ride the bike are ultimately going to achieve different ranges, and so are the rider, the weight, how much you're carrying on you. If you're riding uphills, downhills, or into wind is definitely going to generate different amounts of range, shorter, longer, but 20 is pretty average, and I'd say that's right on. As far as looking at the battery level indicator on the LCD screen, the most accurate way to look at that indicator is actually while you're riding the bike, pedaling it, using the motor power. The voltage is what is showing you that indicator. The voltage is constantly declining, and while you're actually riding the bike and the motor is using the battery power, the voltage is going to drop. If you come to a complete stop and the motor is no longer being propelled by the battery, you're going to look at the indicator and the voltage is actually going to rise up, giving you a false sense of how much capacity is still left in the battery. So the best way to look at your battery indicator is not when you're stopped or after the ride is done, but rather while you're riding the bike, and that's going to give you a true, in essence, a true count for the voltage while you're on the bike, and that will tell you, or by the bars, it'll show you, at a stop it might be 4 out of 5 bars left after a 20-mile ride, but once you get on the bike, start pedaling it, you'll realize that it goes down to somewhere between 2 and 3 bars, and again, that's quite a bit more accurate. And again, the voltage falling while you're riding the bike as it's coming down on a constant will ultimately give you more speed, more power at the full charge, allowing you to essentially go faster, achieving more range. But as the voltage falls, you won't necessarily go as fast. And so each of those bars is indicating a specific amount of voltage. That amount of voltage indicates wattage. Wattage is the amount of power you're putting out. If the amount of wattage doesn't quite meet what you originally were doing, by the time you're at the end of the battery, you're not going as fast, therefore you're not going as far. So each bar on the battery indicator is not going to give you an equal amount of distance, if that's the easiest way to say that.
I think you tripped a circuit on Jason.
Yeah. Sometimes you guys, this info can become, I like to call it rocket science, and not that it is, but it can be difficult to understand. Sometimes even more difficult to explain.
So the battery kind of drops off exponentially.
Yeah.
That first bar, you're going to see the most range, and then it does drop off from there. So go through the whole battery, see what you get.
Yeah. Great way to say it, Rob.
All right. There's a lot of questions coming in for you, Jason.
Cool.
This is a popular segment. All right. Raymond asks, why did you design the bike without a BMS?
Design the
Baby Maker.
So without it
does have a BMS.
I was just going to say, that's kind of why I was confused. It does have a BMS. It's wrapped inside the blue covering that covers the entire battery. I don't recommend taking that apart. That'll void your warranty.
Yeah. So, Raymond, I don't know where you heard that, but it absolutely does have a BMS, which is a battery management system that's used to regulate how much charge is in each cell. It will shut the battery off if there's any sort of issue with it. Whoever told you that, please smack them upside the head because it is absolutely false. All right. Chris asks, what if we put it in 0 gear and the motor power still on? Is it dangerous or will it break the motor?
So you're probably indicating level 0, like on the display pad, and then what you're saying, I believe, is that once you start pedaling, the motor is still activating. That to me tells me that there's an electric issue going on. When you're in level 0, you should have the bike on. When you start pedaling, though, it should just be a bicycle, no extra added power or help. So if that is something you're experiencing in level 0, please reach out to the support channel. We will get you squared away and figure out why it's doing that, and furthermore, how we can make it work as it's supposed to. 0 should be no power. Level 1 is the lowest amount of power. Level 5 would be the highest amount of power.
So if they run it in 0, there should be no issue with that, correct?
Correct. Yeah, there should be absolutely no issue at all.
Cool. Yeah, Chris hasn't got his bike yet. I think he's just anticipating.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
How to ride it. Okay. Jordan asked, my LCD is not registering my speed or odometer. Any thoughts? I can't find online.
Yeah, no, so that sounds to me like a defective display unit. The speedometer, if you will, comes from the rotation of the motor itself. It's read by what's called a Hall sensor, or the rotation, if you will, is read by a Hall sensor that is a part inside of your motor. If your bike turns on and it activates under pedal assistance, and the only thing you're not seeing going on is that it's not giving you the speed is also connected to the odometer, so it reads the amount of rotations. The amount of rotations for a certain amount of time gives you miles per hour. To speak of that, though, please reach out to support if it's not indicating odometer and or the speed limit. We can easily get you a replacement LCD screen sent out. I believe that that's probably the defective issue that you're experiencing.
Awesome. All right. Arnonim just commented on the voltage drop. He said, search for vaping voltage drop and you'll find simple explanations. Thank
Excellent.
you.
Yep.
Mark says, Jason rocks.
Thank you.
All right. Chris asks, why, if I run out of battery, is the e-bike heavy?
When you run out of battery, that's pretty simple. The motor is providing approximately 350 watts. Depends on the motor that you have and what location you're in, but 350 watts is enough to realistically get you going somewhere in the range of 20 miles per hour. So the motor is doing the work up till you hit the 22, 23, 24 mile per hour range. And for most folks, anything faster than that, you're doing it with the legs. To turn the motor completely off means that you're now supplying that initial 350 watts, but it's being done with your legs. 350 watt production from the legs is something that a guy like Rob can probably do. I ride quite a bit myself, but I'm not nearly as strong. That's basically to say that you can get on a regular bike in the higher gears and you can pretty easily pedal up and past 20 miles per hour. That takes some strength for sure. So it's going to be harder when that bike's off.
I could do that with my arms. I don't know about my legs. All right. Raymond said about the BMS, he said it's in your own video for how to use the controller functions. That's embarrassing. If that's true, I'm going to have to smack somebody around here, Raymond, because it does have a BMS. So it's possible somebody got the terms wrong or possibly it was misheard. So I do have a video how to use the Baby Maker LCD display pulled up. I'm gonna look into that and see if the mistake is on our end, Raymond. So if it is, apologies in advance for the miscommunication.
Oh, you know what? I know exactly what he's talking
He's talking about the communication protocol, I think.
No. Okay, there are certain features inside of the LCD display that read some parameters, such as like the amount of range that you have left,
Yeah.
or there's certain battery parameters that the LCD could read.
Yeah.
You need a special type of BMS installed in your battery, which we don't have installed in the battery. It does have a battery management system. It's just not the type of system that would speak to the LCD screen to give you this extra information. That battery is something that we can talk to our suppliers, or that BMS rather, that would make those features work, is something we could definitely talk to our battery maker to see if they could source those parts. But currently, part of the way that we keep the bike relatively cost effective and easy, quickly built for you guys. Relatively quickly built. We're trying our asses off here, but the way that we do that is by installing just your basic BMS, like Rob explained. The basic one just gives you some safety protocol if it runs too low, or if it fails during the charge, rather than the battery becoming dangerous and lighting a fire. The simple BMS, literally just as a safety precaution, will shut the battery down. It also manages your voltage ranges, or measures your voltage ranges and things like that. So it's a very simplistic BMS that we use. I think that's more probably what he heard along the lines. It doesn't have the BMS that would be necessary for certain communication there, but it definitely does have a BMS. Absolutely.
Got it. We'll still look into that video and see how it's worded, because it is very important that that's correct, that we're giving you guys the correct information. We don't have the communication protocol between the BMS and the display. We save on those parts. We don't add extra complexity. We've never needed it. The bikes work exactly the same with or without it.
Yeah.
All right. That's all the mechanical questions.
Cool.
Jason, anything to add? What are your big plans for the summer?
Big plans for the summer. I had plans. I tend to be one of those. I have to go with the flow at the moment when the plans are being made, and we have to capitalize. What do you call that when you just out of nowhere you just make a decision?
Spontaneity.
Right.
Spontaneous.
Spontaneous. I'm a spontaneous liver. I had plans to go out to Jersey. Those plans fell through. I'm constantly making plans, on a Monday for what I'm going to do on Saturdays and Sundays. I never end up doing it and find myself completely doing something different or opposite, abstract as it could be. The ultimate goal, lots of gold prospecting if I can possibly get out to the middle of nowhere. I plan on riding my Blade 2. I ride it every single day, but more outdoor activity. A little bit of traveling as things start to open up here, as we all start to kind of get our vaccinations and move forward in life. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to generally the summer being here. The sunshine, the warmth, some sun tanning.
Hell yeah. You're a spontaneous liver. I'm a spontaneous kidney. All right. Big thanks, Jason. Big round of applause. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
All right. I did miss a few questions here, so we're going to go back to just before Jason jumped in and see where we left off. Please have some patience with me. It might take a minute to find the spot as we've been jumping all over the place. All right. Alphonse, got that. Paul, we got yours. Tim Ferriss, Gus, got it. Cynthia, got that. Crazy Limited. Okay, I think that's about where we were. Yep, okay. eRazy Limited. Need to go, but can you email me on andy@erazy.co.uk regarding drop shipping partnership for UK? eRazy, please reach out to us, support at FLX.bike. Right now, we don't do any sort of drop shipping. We do just sell direct to consumer, and at the moment, we're sold out so far that we're not exploring drop shipping partnerships right now. But thank you for the idea. You can always reach us, support@flx.bike, with any sort of partnership inquiries. Martin, hi guys, when can we expect next allocations of Baby Maker Pro for Canada? So Martin, those go out with the bikes from the US. Now they're all mixed. Initially, the plan was to have separate shipments for the US and for Canada. It worked out more efficient just to ship everything to the US and peel off bikes for Canada and ship them up as they come in. So when US bikes go out, Canada bikes go out at the same time. I love it when I get all excited on a question and lose where I was. All right. Cynthia, still no allocation letter. When will at least the allocation letters be sent? By the way, what order date are you up to? So, Cynthia, I can't give you an exact answer on either of those. Unfortunately, we cannot predict exactly when each bike will be finished or when your exact bike, the letter will go out for that either. The best we can do is once it's built and we know, okay, your bike is done, there were no quality issues, we didn't pull it aside because there was an issue with it, it's on the ship, it's ready to go. That's when we say, okay, Cynthia, this bike is for you. We send you an email saying your bike is on the ship, and here's approximately when it will arrive. We'll also send you some follow-up emails. But as far as yours goes, if you're in the US, it will be sometime between now and July 31st. If you're in the EU, UK, we're very tight on that deadline due to Spanish customs. We're going to have an update on that hopefully tomorrow if they actually do pull through with some components. But it will be coming very soon. Alphonse, got yours. Kev from Australia. Stoked you're thrilled with the Baby Maker. We got that. Raul, my tracking number just popped up in my email while watching. Thank you. Super excited. Awesome, Raul. T6-1 ship name, John. Let me see if we've got that in the last update. I do not have that in the update. It may be in the video, but may also not be. So hang tight for the next update. We'll try and get more ship names there. Betty, my partner Pat ordered my step through 2.0 on 3/17 with shipping in June. Why is it now August? Please explain. Refund should be made when you can't deliver. Betty, please reach out to our support team, support@flx.bike. Initially, we had step throughs that were going to be built. It was the original step through 1.0. We made a decision to upgrade those all to the step through 2.0, which did slow production a little bit, but it's a completely new bike, totally hot new design, way, way better than the original step through 1.0. So that may be what's affected the delivery estimates on those. Again, they are all estimates. So you can reach out to our support team with more inquiries on that. John, we got yours. Will, I got my tracking number and ETA for the 11th, and they said they tried to deliver, but I was home all day and didn't try to deliver, and they said they would try again today, but nothing, and now it says the 13th. Will, I recommend using that FedEx delivery manager. You'll be able, because it's linked to your address and the tracking number you've got, you'll be able to go in and make adjustments to that shipment. You can make special requests as well, I believe. So I'd certainly get on the horn with FedEx through the app and see if you can resolve that. Sometimes there are anomalies like that from FedEx. Unfortunately, I do not have the answer exactly why that happened or how to resolve it, but I would recommend contacting them through the app to sort that out. Just wondering, has T4 shipped yet? I'm on T4. Let's see here. T4. They are shipping right now. The third and final container is on its way to FedEx from T4. John, hey Rob, I was born in Sacramento and now live in San Diego just like you. That's awesome, John. Another Sacktown guy in San Diego. Don, hi, ordered 2 Baby Maker Pros June the 1st, 2020. Any idea as to when I may see these? Thanks in advance, Don, PSS. I live in Oregon. Don, it's going to be sometime between now and July 31st. So please hang tight for an email allocation letter from us, which will be coming very soon. Alphonse got yours. Ding, Rob, are you able to give any estimate of which shipping out of Spain my bike will be on to the UK if you have any order number? Ding, unfortunately, I cannot give you an exact container yours will be on to the UK. Again, we've had a lot of variables there in Spain, which affect exactly which SKUs of bikes we can get on containers. And same thing worldwide. We just can't get that granular. But once it is built, we can promise that we will be sending you an email saying, hey, it's built, it's on the way. So please hang tight there. We'll have an update on EU, UK over the next few days here, as we are expecting parts, according to Spanish Customs, to clear today and tomorrow. James, we got you about the 20 miles on your baby maker and 1 bar battery in the UK. Awesome. Derek, when will you ship the touring packages and extra batteries to Hawaii? Thanks. I don't have an exact answer on that, Derek. You stumped me. I think Troy mentioned something about it earlier. Bikes are getting priority over the accessories right now, just because there are a lot of people who don't even have their bikes yet. So that's our absolute priority, getting those people their bikes. And in the meantime, when we're waiting on components, etc., catching up on the components and touring packages. So if you don't have it yet, please hang tight. It will be coming very soon. All right. Will the Thrill, when are tracking numbers for C18 and other container of T4 going out? I have another bike. Let's see if we've got info on the update. I do not have an answer for you, Will. Our update says those containers are on their way to FedEx, so I would imagine if they have not gone out already, it should be within the next week. Just wondering, sorry, Rob, if you answered my question, has T4 shipped? Yeah, it's currently shipping now. We did answer that. It is shipping now. Raymond, we got your question about the BMS. Arnonym, what are the container batch names for European bikes? The weekly status mails keep confusing me. Ordered in May 2020. Sorry for the confusion, Arnonym. So there are two naming schema for EU and the UK. EU containers are titled NL and then a number after it. NL stands for the Netherlands, which is where those ship to because our fulfillment center is there. So they go to the fulfillment center, a warehouse in the Netherlands, and then out from there to you. So far we've done NL1, 2, and 3, and NL4, the fourth shipment to the Netherlands for all all EU orders. That is in progress right now, currently awaiting components to finish that shipment. We should have news on that very soon. In the UK, for the people tuning in, the schema is a lot easier. It's just UK1, UK2, which we've shipped both of those, and the next one will be UK3. Chris, we got yours. John from Washington, D.C. I've owned my FLX Pro almost 2 months now. Very high quality product. How much will the price increase by the end of the year? John, I don't know on that. Every so often we do increase the price. Basically, the closer we get to fulfilling all the orders, the closer we'll get to that full retail price. So I don't have an exact answer for you on that, exactly when the next price increase will be. But the closer we get to being delivered, the higher that price will go. Our goal is to have inventory of those bikes, and it's been very, very tough to get to that point as we do have an enormous backlog. We're 75% of the way through it, 74%, sorry. So we're almost there. While I was answering that, I'd lost where we were at in the captions. Give me 1 sec to catch up. All right, Washington, D.C. Great. Jordan, we got yours. Arnonym got that about the voltage. Farhad asks, sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation, will the 250 watt motor in European bikes have larger range than the 350 watt bikes. So for Rod, if you do not adjust the speed limit, if you keep it in that low speed limit, EU legal speed limit of 25 kilometers per hour, and you're just not hitting high speeds, you could expect higher range than the people who are going at the high speeds. If you were to adjust it, say for off-road use or because your country allows higher speed bikes, you could expect exactly the same range and performance on that bike. Chris says, you're great on answering all the questions here in live, Rob. Thank you. You're so awesome, and God bless you. And FLX team, always, thank you so much, Chris, for all the support. We're doing the best we can. I know there's a lot of questions I don't have answers to. I wish I had all the answers, but we're doing our best here, and we certainly owe you guys. The least we can do is to be here and answer your questions while you do wait for the baby makers to be built and shipped to you, as it has been quite the project. Timothy, will FedEx send us an email with tracking info? Timothy, you can expect that from us. When the bike does go out, we do send you the tracking number. You'll also get an email from Indiegogo with the tracking number. So be sure that shipping@flx.bike is in your white list of email addresses that come in, that it doesn't go to your spam box. Same thing with Indiegogo.com, as one of the emails will come from them. John, I just now got my FedEx notification. Awesome, John. Congrats. Arnonym, Rob, please go and get these customs officers a truckload of coffee so they might do their work finally. Coffee, or yeah, I'll get them a truckload of something. Arnonym, thank you. We're pushing the best we can there. I wish I could be there. If travel was allowed, I would have been there in person 6 months ago. Arnonym, unfortunately, with the COVID situation, travel is very challenging at the moment. As soon as it opens up, though, I'll probably get either over there or to China to be at the factories. Just wondering, thanks, Rob. More of these updates is really testing my patience. Still looking forward to the baby maker. It's getting really sunny and warm in NYC. Just wondering, thank you for the patience so far. I know how hard it is to wait on a product like this, and especially not have a clear picture on exactly when it will arrive. Yours should be just around the corner now, though, in the U.S. We've got tremendous momentum built up, so please hang tight for that bike to come. Drawn from the Water says, big liars. Thank you, Drawn from the Water. Everything we've said is accurate as to what we know at the time. Fortunately, there's a lot of variables that are out of our control, like the customs situation. So we do tell you everything that we know, like right now with customs, when we know it. I think that's all the questions we've got for today. All right, guys, it's been excellent having you on for this live. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's awesome to see so many of you who have got the bikes today, got your shipping notifications and tracking numbers today as well. Everybody who have not got them yet, please hang tight. Thank you again for your continued patience as we continue to build and ship these bikes all over the world. Again, we're at 74% in terms of the bikes built so far. So we're rounding third base on baby maker production. Stay tuned for more. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's get some new music today. Let's go with this one.